with a high of 81 degrees. We'll have showers and thunderstorms rolling in tonight, going down to a low of 60 degrees. Mostly sunny tomorrow with a high of 73. Sunshine on Saturday with a high near 78. Sunny on Sunday with a high near 86. And mostly sunny Monday, reaching a high of 89 degrees. That's a look at the news for now. I'm Curtis Walsh on 99.3 FM, 95.7 FM, 1230 WBVP 1460 WMBA, and streaming live around the world at beavercountyradio.com.
Talk about what's happening in Beaver County or around the world on Teleforum. 724-843-1888. 724-774-1888. It's Teleforum with Eddie Crow.
It is Teleforum, but it's better than Teleforum. I shovel stuff off on other people. This is being live streamed right now. In the studio with me, Scott Tady, he of the Beaver County Times entertainment editor. Good to see you.
You too, Eddie.
And straight across from me, Dave, who's already jumped me. I don't even know what I did.
What do you mean jumped you? I don't tell everybody that.
Dave Rodenbaugh, who is the main guy that helps us put together Cruising on the Ridge. And if I press the button just right, let's see if this works. I love that, Scott. Now go ahead with that.
Drum roll, please.
Tim, are you there?
Yes, I am.
All right. Tim, what's your last name? I just wrote it down and lost it already.
It's spelled Klatte. It looks like K and then the word latte, and it's pronounced Clady.
Clady. All right. The reason you're calling is you're part. I got my first question for you. It's the Boss Stingrays. You guys are a surf band. Do you ever have any vocals? Are you who's doing the singing? Is there singing?
There is basically no singing.
Cool. So it's just what drew you to surf? I mean, surf is cool, but to commit a full band to that, that's a love.
Back in 2005, my future wife and I went to see Dick Dale play down at the Rex Theater.
Okay.
In Southside. And I had always, you'd always heard of surf music. It's always in the background of shows and movies and Hawaii Five-0 and things like that.
Yeah.
But we went to see, he was always billed as the king of surf guitar, and I knew who he was, and I had one of his CDs. And we went down there expecting to hear some little nostalgic little oldie show. But when you first heard him start to play, this may sound corny, but my life was forever changed. The sound, the power, the reverb, and he had a little three-piece band, but he had like basically 200 watts of tube power, and he just shook the building with it. And I just realized not only were we getting a lesson in surf guitar, we were also getting a lesson in amplification, because he was a pioneer in amplifiers too with Leo Fender.
Explain to people the difference between surf guitar and what and people will say. Well, the Beach Boys, that ain't surf. That's nothing like surf. That is so inadequate when you compare it. What is surf guitar to you?
Surf guitar is usually a Fender Jazzmaster or a Stratocaster single coil pickups.
Yeah.
Very powerful tube amplifier with a lot of reverb. It sounds like it's a wet sound. Sounds like the notes are dripping out of the guitar. What the Beach Boys basically did was they loved surf music, surf guitar. They knew Dick Dale. They knew all these people. And they basically added vocals to their songs. And with Brian Wilson and Mike Love, they wrote the lyrics, wrote some beautiful stuff. And in my opinion, I think they're a surf band too, but they're not. They're a surf vocal band. They're more of a pop band. So they added the doo-wop style vocals, and the culmination obviously worked extremely well because they were very popular. Because when the Beatles came along, that changed everything for everybody.
Well, we saw a whole resurgence of surf music when Pulp Fiction came out, and they used the great Dick Dale song there. What are your thoughts about that?
The very first song in that movie is Miserlou, and that was Dick Dale's version of an old, I think it was an old Middle Eastern folk song. And if you actually hear a real Arabic band play it, it's really a very beautiful song. But he was of Middle Eastern descent, and he decided he wanted to play it. And he basically turned up the volume, turned up the reverb, and just started jamming with it. Started what they call shredding, which is that extremely fast finger picking. That's the finger tremolo, and he's the one who pretty much originated that as well. but he picked that up from Middle Eastern music.
The first.
And the Pulp Fiction, Quentin Tarantino saw that there's some kind of an underground, sinister aspect to some surf songs because a lot of them are in a minor key, and they're kind of dangerous to listen to a little bit.
All right, so we're going to get to jam to surf all day Saturday while you're here at the Cruising on the Ridge, correct? What are you opening with?
Yeah.
Are you opening with Pipeline or are you closing with Pipeline?
We're probably going to close with Pipeline.
Okay.
Do you do the Hawaii 5-0 theme?
Not yet. We are. That's in the future.
I love the Ventures version of that. Another great surf rock band.
Give me.
We have a couple of originals, and then the entire rest of the show is going to be nothing but surf classics, instrumental surf classics.
Super looking forward to it.
You've probably heard of all of them, but never knew what they were called because they're instrumentals. Nobody knows what the titles are. But I'm sure once you hear them, you're going to go, "Oh yeah, I remember that song."
I know that.
Yeah.
I heard that on it.
Some of them Pulp Fiction. They're surf instrumental all through that movie.
Give
Even
me
at the very end.
Tim.
There's a song called Surf Rider.
Surf Rider.
While the credits are rolling, at the end credits, after the movie's over, there's a song by a group called the Lively Ones. It's called Surf Rider. And that's at the very end of the movie.
All right.
But all through the movie, there's surf instrumental all through it. There's another guy named Link Ray who had a song in 1958 called Rumble.
The only instrumental ever banned by radio.
That is correct, 1958.
Yep. It was too, and it's exactly, Tim, it's what you said. The BBC thought, well, this is too sinister. And they actually banned it.
You're showing your
They
age,
didn't want
Ed.
the kids getting all riled up.
Yeah, and it didn't help that the guy was a Native American. That probably didn't work in his favor either. Give me, before I let you go, first off, when you show up Saturday, I'm going to be the guy that's going to be really annoying sniffing around all your gear because you've already described what you've already said.
You from the old days, from the other stations you worked for.
Oh, the old days. Yes,
yeah,
when
the
we
old days.
we used to whittle the songs and hand them out to the kids. Because you were getting into the specifics of single coil and tube amps, when you're here Saturday setting up, I'm going to be the person that's annoying you and getting in the way. Before I let you go, give me the name of one surf band that I've never heard of that I need to know.
The Boss Martians.
Never heard of them.
The Boss Martians?
Yeah. They do a lot of really good material, and that's where one of the inspirations I got for the name, the Boss Stingrays.
Are they out of this world?
Absolutely.
That's the way backs or the way outs from the Jetsons, I think.
Yeah, from the Flintstones. Yeah,
Flintstones.
From the Flintstones.
Yeah. All right.
Op, orc,
Do me a favor when
That's the Jetsons.
Oh, that's right.
How dare you confuse your
I'm
cartoons?
sorry.
Look at the room. Play to the crowd. Cartoons is the one thing we know. When you get here Saturday, I'm going to find you and help you set up and then just...
Absolutely.
Cool?
Yeah, that'd be wonderful.
All right. Well, Saturday, Tim, thank you for joining us. I'll see you Saturday.
Thanks, Tim.
We're going to do Surf Guitar Saturday. I don't want to cut Tim short, but Scott's here and Dave, you're here.
I am here.
We got things going on.
We do have things going on.
I don't have the slightest idea what they are. Would you like
come
to
on.
share with the group?
So, we have Cruising with the Ridge coming up this Saturday.
How much better do they get every time? You do the first one
Exponentially better every time.
and you figure it out because a new venue is a new lesson.
That's right.
But this is the third one.
This is our third one.
Okay.
Yes. So we're hoping for good weather, which
It's going to be. I looked. It's going to be perfect.
It looks like we're going to have really good weather for the day. So bring your classic car, your hot rod, any of that out. We have even bring your motorcycle out. If you have a motorcycle, bring it out.
Are you bringing the bike?
I am not. What, the bicycle?
The bicycle, the
Oh,
one
yes.
that I steal every
Yes,
time you show up.
that is always.
Okay.
That's never far from me.
If Stephanie or the bike don't show up, I ain't showing up.
Stephanie, she says she's going to be here. So
Okay.
she wasn't here for the last one, so she says she's going to be here for this one. We have food trucks, of course, door prizes. We have basket auctions, the 50/50s, live entertainment. The Boss Stingrays will be here. As with all our shows, are always live entertainment.
What kind of car are you most looking forward to seeing? What do you hope you see?
Car-wise?
Yeah, is there one?
Well, see, I'm hoping to see as many as possible, but I'm always partial to 55, 56, 57 Chevys.
Don't you roll in with that red 57?
I do have a 57, yes.
Yeah.
I will be bringing my Model A Coupe this week, though. So
Okay.
I like those, too. I like early hot rods. I like, all that stuff. So I'm pretty partial to the Tri-5 Chevys, though they call them, the 55, 56, and 57.
A car good enough for Eric Clapton to write a song about, right?
That is right. Absolutely, yep.
And Tom Waits, old 55.
True.
I don't know if I know that one.
Well, you probably know the Eagles version of it. I believe. All right.
I don't.
I'm going to go to commercials, and we're going to hunt down this music because this is going to drive me absolutely nuts. It's Teleforum. More about music that you'll recognize but not know after this.
Hi, folks. I'm with our good friend John Diagardi from Roe Monument. John, you were telling me earlier that people really should not rush into choosing a memorial for their loved one. Now, why is that?
We found that families need to take ample time to grieve first. Grief is not something that we get over, but rather something that we learn to live with. So the length of time to grieve varies from person to person.
You mentioned that the monument can't be placed right away.
That's right. There are certain things that need to take place before a monument can be installed. So it's really worth taking time to think about how to plan and design a memorial that truly reflects a person's life. It's actually a healing activity that helps to alleviate grief.
John, this makes a lot of sense.
It does, and when the time is right to proceed, not only can Roe Monument help families choose and design their memorial, we can help them save as much as 50% by eliminating the middleman.
Thank you, John. Folks, you can learn more simply by visiting RomeMonuments.com.
You don't have to be headed back to school or have kids or grandkids enrolling in class to still earn something at this time of year. This is Andy Dangle from Freedom United Federal Credit Union. Today's lesson is on reading. If you are thinking about buying a car or recently bought one, make sure you read the fine print on the dealer financing contract. Remember, the dealer's goal is to sell you the car and not necessarily to get you the best interest rate. Keep this simple rule in mind. Check with Freedom United before you write the check. Even if you already purchased a vehicle and the dealer financed it somewhere else, bring your paperwork into Freedom United Federal Credit Union. Refinancing and saving you money is easy and takes just a few minutes. We'll do all the work. After all, this is where the interest is in you. That concludes today's lesson on reading. Visit freedomunitedfcu.com, member NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
When accidents and injuries happen, you need the experience and insight of the legal team at Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly & George, a law firm of AV-rated attorneys and super lawyers. Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly & George, helping you put your life back together. Attorney Joe George.
You worry about getting better. You worry about taking care of the medical side of things. We'll take care of all the legal side. I don't want you worrying about whether a letter needs to go out to an insurance company. You worry about getting to your doctor's appointments. You worry about getting your physical therapy appointments. You worry about getting better. If you have to have surgery, you worry about take you back and forth to the surgical center or the hospital. And all those things, I try to put my client at ease from the standpoint of, look, this is where things are going to go. You just worry about getting there on your side of things.
For your initial consultation, call the law firm of Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly & George at 724-658-8535 or online at lgkg.com. Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly & George, keeping promises for over 80 years.
Tune in Wednesdays for your chance to win a $25 gift certificate to Z Pub and Diner in Chippewa. All you'll need to do is like the WBVP-WNBA Facebook page, share the sports trivia post, and answer the question correctly for your chance to win a gift certificate to Z Pub and Diner every Wednesday. Winners will be selected on Facebook only. It's Z Pub and Diner Sports Trivia every Wednesday on WBVP and WNBA's Facebook page. Good luck.
1, 2, 3, 4. Well, my time went so quickly.
I didn't mean to startle you. You probably know the Eagles version of it. The old, no.
Slower?
Is it slow? Can it be slower?
Can you put us to sleep anymore?
It's Teleforum. It's Beaver County Radio. What exactly is your problem with Tom Waits?
I don't have a problem.
I knew it was going to be like this.
I don't have a problem with him. Apparently you have a problem with him.
When I saw today's show list, I said, oh, Dave's coming by. I bet we get into an argument. Listen to that. Listen to that. What's the matter with that? The Eagles didn't sing it any quicker than that.
Well, I mean,
they didn't, sadly.
It ain't Jersey Girl.
No.
That's the only one that's not on an album.
He's talking about 55s. I said, what about old 55? Most people do know that, the Eagles version.
I don't think
Springsteen covered it.
Can't honestly. I honestly don't think I know this song. I thought I was pretty good at this.
All right. Well, then we got to hang out. I got to school you up on the old obscure crap that nobody knows.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I'm the king of that.
I don't know if I want to hang out with you.
Fair enough. Dave Rodenbaugh is my guest. We'll be hanging out Saturday because the car cruise, the Cruising on the Ridge, is happening. So, Scott Tady, Beaver County Times, you gonna come by?
You bet I am. Looking forward to it. Busy weekend ahead. Tonight, I want to talk about the show at Beaver Station. Great country band, Binley Hardware.
Binley Hardware?
Give me the yeah. You ever hear
that? I've decided no.
It's a good country. It's twangy. It's like
it's like old George Jones country.
Honky tonk. You want to get up and dance and scoot your boots,
stab somebody with the knife in your boot, kind of music.
Very much. So.
Crash a bottle over something.
Yeah, exactly.
It ain't rawhide. Yeah,
it ain't country till a bottle breaks against chicken wire somewhere in a bar.
Right. And the opening act is Beaver County's own Tony Barge's Honky Tonk Heroes, a great honky tonk band. They'll be doing Waylon Willie, all the old time country stuff. And actually, they end their sets with a surf rock song, actually. They kind of get into that right before the drummer roams through the stage banging drums. So it ought to be a good time. Tonight, Beaver Station, still some tickets. There's a free bar with your ticket, and then there's going to be a food truck, a barbecue place.
Bro,
yes?
That's you open with free bar.
Yeah, free bar. That's what you...
Well, they're the $35 ticket,
well,
but once you pay that, everything's covered, and it's good craft beer and wine, and
you're running
highly recommend.
You're running down the list, and Dave and I are sitting here listening, and when you said free bar, we both popped up like gophers.
Kind of perked up.
Saw your
free
head
bar?
snap, yes. And
what I was going to say about that place, I've been to a few shows since the last time that I was there. I was there for Buffalo Rose last year.
Great show.
That might be, I think it is, my favorite outdoor venue anywhere within 100 miles of here.
It is. It's right along the train tracks, and every time a train goes by, it's a good test for the band. How are they going to respond to this?
Can you riff it?
Yeah, I remember Nick Ziegler's band did something fun, and you would think a country band, a honky-tonk band, would have a good Johnny Cash kind of song coming out of them when the train goes by. Let's hope.
Yeah.
Now, Dave, I know you're a rock and roll guy. Are you a country guy, too?
I am a country guy. I like the early country stuff. I'm not necessarily a fan of the brand new stuff, but there is some stuff I like. But my musical tastes go all over the board. They really do. I don't stick with just one thing. It all depends on what I'm in the mood for.
I want to ask, and Scott, I'm going to ask you this question after I ask Dave. What's the difference between new country music that loses you and old country music that still holds you?
Here's what I think. The new country music and the new country artists all sound phony, and they all sound like they're trying too hard to be country. Like this.
It's not true country. It's what they think country's supposed to sound like.
Well, what the four people who wrote the song for them think.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it just sounds phony to me. And that's my opinion. So it's kind of hard for me personally, to listen to it and really get into it
and buy into it.
Yeah, I like the Patsy Cline and the Hank Williams and all that early stuff. George Jones.
When you hear it, you think they've lived that, and you can hear the authenticity of it. That makes sense, Scott.
I agree. There's some great country out there that's not getting played on mainstream radio. If you watch the TV show Yellowstone, for instance, the music they play, that's good original country. You're hearing Zach Bryan, you're hearing Jason Isbell. There's a band from Beaver County, I got to plug them, the Allegheny High. They're touring with a guy named Charles Wesley Godwin. They're playing stadiums next year, folks. This will be in my column this Sunday. They're playing stadiums opening for Luke Combs, 5 Beaver County guys. They're playing the Ryman Auditorium, the mothership of country music. Yeah. There is some good music out there, good country. We just need to get it on mainstream radio is the catch.
I just feel like what you hear is just not genuine.
Fake country or fake authenticity.
Yes.
Okay.
I guess if that's, can we coin that?
Sure. And everybody sounds like they seem to have the same adenoid problem and need the same adenoid. You got going on then.
I just that new stuff just
okay.
It just doesn't resonate with me.
All right. So when you show up Saturday,
maybe when it's 20 years old, maybe it might resonate with me.
It carved in long enough. Yeah. Saturday when you come to the Cruising on the Ridge, find Dave and sing him some George Jones, and he'll be happy.
You know, or George Straits, right? You're not picky.
Yeah, I'm not.
Just somebody named George that wore a hat and owes a bar tab somewhere.
Right.
Scott Tady, it's great to see you. Dave Rodenbaugh with Cruising on the Ridge. The third Cruising on the Ridge is 2 days from now. It's Teleforum. It's Beaver County Radio.
Plan now. Tell your friends.
Beaver County Radio and the Pennsylvania Hot Rod Company are teaming up to present Cruisin' on the Ridge, a series of car cruises during our 75th summer celebration that will be held the third Saturday of every month from 12 to 5 p.m. at the new Beaver County Radio Studios. The third cruise, featuring the music of Boss Stingrays, will be on August 19th at the new studio location of 4301 Dutch Ridge Road in Brighton Township. Beaver County Radio's Solid Gold Saturday host J.D. Merkel will also be spinning tunes in the parking lot. There will be food trucks, prize giveaways, raffles, and a 50-50. Cruisin' the Ridge is being brought to you by Patriot Home Care, Falcone's Moon Township Ford, Circle